So with Murder Mystery, it's 2019. You're not talking rocket science here. This is pure mainstream entertainment. This is exactly what Sandler does. He loves to work with his friends as well. So Jennifer Aniston plays his partner. They're Nikki and Audrey Spitz. They've been married 15 years. He's never delivered on a European trip. They go on a European trip. That's essentially it. Well, this is pure murder mystery. This is pure wish fulfillment, and it's pretty conventional. So Audrey and Nikki Spitz end up being framed for the murder. They go on the run. I mean, this is real, you know, conventional stuff. But the charisma of Sandler playing like the, you know, the schlub, and Audrey, you know, and Aniston basically bouncing off of that, just carries the movie along. It's not difficult. It's not hard work. Is it background noise? Possibly. You know, it's like Sunday afternoon matinee stuff, but it's done to a relatively good standard. So I'm going to be giving Murder Mystery a 3.5 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Why? Because it does what it says on the tin. This is not reinvention. This is not originality, but Sandler does it very, very well. So, speaking of people that didn't die last time, the Maharaja, played by Adil Akhtar, didn't die. So he's back in the saddle for number 2, and guess what? He is kidnapped. He's held for ransom. His wife-to-be, played by Melanie Laurent, is left on the island. She's got a disgruntled best friend slash former fiance of the Raj, played by Jodie Turner-Smith. And what do you know? The Spitzes get invited along for the wedding nuptials, only for this all to kick off. Basically gives Aniston and Sandler a really decent opportunity to showcase their chemistry again, which they do with aplomb, and I mean that word wholeheartedly. This second one actually goes by like a rocket. That's right, it's an hour and 45 minutes or something like that, but it doesn't feel half that length, which means to my mind that means it must be better, and the jokes are better, the chemistry's better. Not that it wasn't great last time, and essentially the plot moves along like a racehorse. Right, so I'm going to be giving Murder Mystery 2 a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Why? Because it's better. Yes, it does exactly what the first one did, but it does it so much better that it just whips by at a rate of knots. It's got jokes that land. It's got an upscale in terms of the cast, and Sandler and Aniston are epic. What more do you need? Right, so nowadays Ryan Reynolds is literally everywhere. He is a multimedia mogul, if you can go so far. He owns a football club, Wrexham FC. He has his own gin, Aviation Gin. He is a marketing guru, if you believe the hype, and I sort of do. And plus, he was behind one of the most successful Marvel movies ever made. That is Deadpool and Wolverine. So, back to, I think, 2021 with the Adam Project, his collaboration with Sean Levy. This is actual sheer wish fulfillment. It is about a younger self meeting an older self. It's about you meeting you and, you know, teaming up and sort of saving the world. And it's, you know, it's about grief, and it's about loss, and it's about just growing up and adolescence. So the film's successful for a number of different reasons, but above and beyond anything else, I think it does the universal truth thing, the universal themes thing really, really well. The whole grief, the whole loss, the connection and the chemistry. I think Reynolds really sells this. He's on board, I think, as a producer. I could be wrong. And it just really works as a film. Yes, it doesn't do anything particularly original, but what it does do is it reinterprets stuff for a different generation. It feels current, it feels dynamic. It really does walk a fine line between being like mainstream entertainment and something slightly deeper with a bit of drama. So they've done it really, really well, and I can't really fault it. So I'm going to be giving the Adam Project a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Why? Because Reynolds is just really good in it. Ruffalo's decent, Garner is decent, Walker Scobell essentially makes the film really work, because you haven't got a young actor in there that can do Ryan Reynolds at a young age. You are lost. So with all of those competing factors, as well as Keena, obviously, this is a must-see on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, track it down. It's awesome on that. So Project Power is directed by the guys behind Paranormal Activity 3, which is not the best advert, I appreciate, but you've got Mawson Tomlinson on board, which is Terminator Zero. Jamie Foxx is there. Yes, he's made a comeback with, I think it's Back in Action with Cameron Diaz recently. Not the best, but Project Power is not bad. It's not Ray, but then what is? He plays a street level dealer who essentially has skin in the game. His daughter has this power to become a superhero for 5 minutes, which is what the drug does, but she can do it without actually taking the pill. They've taken her away. He is now on some sort of retribution, vendetta thing. He needs to get to the bottom of it and find the source. Ultimately, this does exactly what it says on the tin. There is action there is drama there. It's not exactly going to set the world on fire, and to a certain extent it does feel like a copybook Netflix original, but there is the fact that it takes a little bit of a twist on the superhero thing. It turns it into a street level thing. It's quite interesting, it's quite engaging. The script isn't terrible, and the direction is serviceable. It's not going to set the world on fire, but in terms of it being like a sit down easy Saturday night movie, yeah, I'd watch that, or even maybe a Sunday afternoon / matinee movie. It's that simple. So Project Power serves a purpose. So I'm going to be giving Project Power a 3.5 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Why? Because it's not bad, it's not good, it's certainly not great. It's sort of in the middle there. It's middle of the road. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and that's what you're going to get. Right, so let's cut to the chase. This has never been covered on film before. The flip side of it has been in a film called Argo, which is Ben Affleck. I forget when exactly that was, but that was to do with some Canadians being smuggled out of Iraq around the same time. And on the television at that point, there was the Iranian embassy being televised. So this is Jamie Bell and Abby Cornish and Mark Strong. Mark Strong plays a police officer involved in the negotiation. Abby Cornish plays Kate Adie, a BBC television journalist, and Jamie Bell is part of the SAS team. So there's a reasonable split down the middle in terms of moral stance as well as involvement, and from perspective as well. For what it is worth, it's a nice little film. Yes, it does cover it quite succinctly. It is quite gripping. There are moments of tension. Mark Strong is excellent as usual. He's in pretty much everything these days. Abby Cornish has not been in everything, but she is also pretty good, although to be fair, the accent's a bit shaky. And Jamie Bell is more than serviceable in the SAS role. It is quite stereotypical in terms of the way the British are being portrayed during the 80s, and it does at least show the flip side. It shows the reverse side of the Iranian terrorists inside the embassy and gives them a degree of humanity, which you can't always say was the case with movies of this type. So I'm going to be giving 6 Days, which is out on Netflix at the moment. I'm going to be giving that a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Why? Because it is a fair and dramatic and decent tension-packed depiction of the Iranian embassy strike in 1980 in London. Bell is very good, Cornish is very good, Mark Strong is a standout, and it goes by at a rate of knots, and it's an uncut gem on Netflix. So back in 2019, Marriage Story was nominated for 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actress, and one other. It eventually won Laura Dern Best Supporting Actress for playing Nora. That's the defence lawyer to Nicole Barber, played by Scarlett Johansson. It is an autobiographical film to a degree. Noah Baumbach has said reflectively in interviews that it was a dramatisation and a reflection on his connection, his marriage, his relationship to Greta Gerwig, which separated ultimately. So there is that basis there. So you can only imagine it was a highly painful and very sort of intrusive process, quite cathartic as well. But that makes it all the more powerful. In terms of Adam Driver, who's always a very capable, engaging and charismatic actor, he really is very dominating as Charlie Barber. He is a theatre director, and Nicole, played by Scarlett Johansson, is his actress partner. So it is slightly too long. It runs, I think, about 2 hours, 20 minutes. It sags a little bit in the middle. The opening is good. The opening, 45 minutes. It is decent, and then it comes back together at the end, and it's not without its faults. But the thing about it is, and this is the thing I love most, is the fact that it reveals the fact that how much these two people still love each other, irrespective of the fact they know they can no longer be together. Driver. And it's the little moments that he captures in camera with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver playing these characters and reconnecting, even though they know it's painful and even though your heart goes out to them. So it is, I'm going to be giving Marriage Story 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. It would be 3.5 were it not for the quality and that sense of honesty and realism that the characters bring together, and that Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, Laura Dern and Ray Liotta tip it just the right side of the line. I recommend it on that basis alone. Yes, it's a little bit theatrical. Yes, it's a little bit stagey, but honestly, it's also incredibly real and very grounded. On that note, I'm going to dive into the trailer. Let's do that. And so it is, you've reached the end of the video review for Marriage Story, which was made in 2019, has 5 Oscar nominations, stars Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver, Laura Dern and Ray Liotta. And this is a bit where I go, if you like the video, then give me a thumbs up. Failing that, you can just drop a comment in the comment box below and I will respond. Or finally, just subscribe so that every Tuesday and every Saturday when I drop another of these videos literally into your lap, you get a little notification and you can pop in and watch or listen to as much or as little as you'd like, and then go about your day. In the meantime, check out the rest of the channel and maybe pop over to the Patreon page. Take care. Cheers now. Bye.